On everyone, I'm the sports judge Jonathan Mathis. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for supporting the channel. I would like to express my sincere apology for counting out the Cincinnati Bengals. I was very, very disrespectful to the Cincinnati Bengals. I even posted on my Facebook page yesterday that the Buffalo Bills would beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I clearly overlooked what this Cincinnati Bengals team could do. And the Cincinnati Bengals are a scary team right now. They're a really good team. This team can go back to the AFC Championship game. They can definitely go back to the Super Bowl again. And they are hungry and they are determined to get back to the Super Bowl. This team is riding all the momentum right now. And I'm not so sure that Kansas City can beat them next week, because this was a phenomenal performance out of by the Cincinnati Bengals. They played one hell of a game. Beat they didn't just beat the Buffalo Bills. They dominated. They simply dominated. They came into that game and they took care of business on the road. They notched the victory. They looked simply amazing out there. This was a comprehensive effort from the Bengals. They were able to dictate the pace of the game. People underrated the physicality of this football team. And we saw the true character of this team. Cincinnati was terrific at tackling all year. We didn't talk about that much. They were terrific at tackling all year. They have a very underrated defense. They didn't put it together to start the season. They got off to a slow start. Maybe that's why people ignored this team and didn't talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. People thought they had a hangover from what they accomplished a year ago. Turns out that this team is actually better than what they were a year ago. They do all the little things really well because they are well coached on both sides of the ball. All talk all week was about the Bengals offensive line. They were missing three key components. That was the talk all week. There was much talk about that. The communication, getting everybody up to speed, and the offensive line did just fine. They figured it out and handled themselves well. What a game by the Bengals. What a game. I don't understand how the Bengals can be underdogs in any of these games. I don't understand it. They're the hottest team in the league. When they won 8 in a row. Cool Joe is the difference maker. He has ice in his veins. He's the unquestioned leader on that team. He has the swag. He has the moxie. He's definitely a top tier quarterback in this league. He's an elite quarterback. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. There's no question about it. He looked comfortable out there. The offense was efficient. They were incredibly efficient as a team. 412 yards on offense. Their offensive line beat up the opposing defensive line of the Bills. Joe Mixon was doing it all, catching out of the backfield, and it was just a great overall game by the Bengals. And it was and Joe Mixon, not only was he effective in the backfield, but he was also good in between the tackles. And then a lot of people didn't know what to expect from the offensive line. With the new faces on the offensive line, they were ready. They protected Joe Burrow. Mixon ran the ball really well. Joe Burrow was only pressured 8 times in the game. So the offensive line wasn't a problem like in the past. And Cincinnati won the battle in the trenches. The 27-10 dismantling of the Buffalo Bills was a visualization of the spirit of this team. This team is very competitive. This team fights. This team is gritty. This team has shown resiliency all year. This team has mounted some great comebacks. This team has kept some games close. This team had won some close games all year long. They've been that good. They accept the challenge. They like the challenge. They prefer to be challenged. They like being the underdog. They embrace that role. They have that winning mindset right now. And they feel they don't need anyone to pat them on their backs. They don't need anyone to tell them how good they are. They just go out there and play their game. And that's the mindset they have. They have a great group of guys on that team. The coaching staff is very good. They're relentless on both sides of the ball. And evidence has suggested for some time this Bengals team is better than the one from last year. They are better than the team from a year ago. Last year they were the underdogs. This year they should be top dogs. This year they are truly AFC contenders, and I was completely wrong about them. I should have picked them to win it all. They're more complete than they were a year ago. I think they're a lot better. It's a team that looks more than capable of capturing the first Lombardi trophy in franchise history. I think they can do that. They look like a team of destiny. They're not underdogs, for sure. They have a great secondary that's very underrated that nobody talks about. Jesse Bates is one of the best safeties in the league. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves. And the Bengals pulled out a tough victory. Now they still have some work to be done. They're not done yet. They can celebrate now, but they got a tough week ahead of them. They got to prepare now for the Kansas City Chiefs. That won't be easy. They have to go into their environment. They have to go on the road. It's going to be cold. The decibel level is going to be very high. It's going to be noisy in Kansas City. But I think that the Bengals, looking at how they played today and how they got it done on the road against the Buffalo Bills, they can win this game. And the defense, man, they made that defense doesn't get the credit it deserves either, because that defense made Josh Allen uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable for most of the game. He couldn't find his receivers downfield. The Cincinnati Bengals secondary did a good job locking up Stephon Diggs. They didn't give him much room to work with. He couldn't find any separation. He couldn't make any plays. He was frustrated. You saw him on the sideline. There was a clip of him going at it. It appeared to be Josh Allen. He was going at it with him on the sideline. It was just a frustrating day for Stephon Diggs. Couldn't get nothing going offensively, really. And the Cincinnati Bengals did a good job shutting down the Buffalo Bills. But this Cincinnati Bengals team, they're no joke. They showed up to play today, and they showed the entire world that they belong, that they're here to win a Super Bowl, and that they are truly a Super Bowl contender. And we can disrespect them all we want, but this could be the team that win it all. Now, I know once they get there, if they beat Kansas City next week to get to the Super Bowl, to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl, they have to go through either go through the 49ers or the Eagles, and that won't be easy at all. But the Cincinnati Bengals. What a remarkable performance from the team today. And Joe Burrow, man, one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. One of the best things going in the league right now. It's fun to watch. It really is. But I'm about to wrap this up, guys. Thank you guys for joining me to talk a little sports. If you guys want to keep up with my content and for more content, please do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button. That would be awesome if you guys can do that for me. And also, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. We'll talk tomorrow. I'll be back in another sports video. I got more to talk about. I'll probably talk about the 49ers and the Cowboys game tomorrow. I got a lot to say about Dak Prescott. I got a lot to say about Dak Prescott. But you guys will hear from me in the morning. Talk to you guys very soon. You guys have a wonderful night.